Earth's continents came close to one another and merged to form the supercontinent Pangaea just before the emergence of the dinosaurs. Around 251 million years ago, it eventually divided into two continents, Gondwana in the south and Laurasia in the north, which formerly straddled the equator like an old Pac-Man. The 7 continents that we recognize today were formed when Gondwana and Laurasia split. Will there ever be another supercontinent the size of Pangaea? Though, given the continuous movement of the tectonic plates of the planet, according to experts, the answer is yes. In the 4.5 billion years of Earth's geologic history, Pangaea wasn't the first supercontinent to arise, and it won't be the last. Ross Mitchell, a geologist at Curtin University in Perth, Australia, said in a report that that's the one part of the debate that there isn't much debate over. However, opinions vary on the emergence of the next Pangaea. Scientists in the field of geology believe that the emergence of supercontinents follows a well-known fundamentally regular cycle. 3 instances of it have already occurred. The first one was Nuna, commonly known as Columbia, which flourished between 1.8 and 1.3 billion years ago. Then, between 1.2 billion and 750 million years ago, Rodinia, which ruled the world, emerged. Mitchell explained that there is hence no reason to believe that another supercontinent won't arise in the future. The movement of tectonic plates is related to the convergent and divergent movements of continents. 9 primary plates make up the Earth's crust, which floats over the mantle, the liquid layer that lies between the core and the crust semi-solid layer. In a process known as convection, rock from the mantle sinks while hotter material rises from close to the Earth's core toward the surface. Plates are stretched apart or forced together by being pushed under one another as a result of the rising and sinking of mantle material. GPS tools can be used by scientists to monitor tectonic plate motion. Geologists must, however, rely on the natural magnets present in the Earth's crust in order to put together what these plates were doing millions of years ago. At the point where 2 plates are colliding, molten lava cools, and some of the rocks that contain magnetic minerals, like magnetite, line up with the magnetic fields of the planet. This alignment allows scientists to determine the latitude at which those magnets were situated in the past as the rock that was then cooled moves via plate tectonics. Every 600 million years or so, roughly, a new supercontinent arises. But Mitchell hypothesizes that the rate of formation may be increasing. This predicts that the formation of a major, also known as Pangaea Proxima, the next Pangaea, might occur sooner than anticipated. Mitchell speculates that the Earth's internal heat, which has been trapped in the planet's core since its birth, is dissipating, which means that convection is occurring more quickly, and as a result, the cycle is accelerating. Mitchell remarked that Amazia's peak would be 300 million years from now because Pangaea's peak was most likely 300 million years ago, but it could form in as little as 200 million years. He added, "It's more difficult to determine Amazia's birth year, though. The inability to use current plate motions as a fast-forward button makes it difficult to foresee the Pangaea of the future." According to Mitchell, unexpected changes in plate motion can occur due to flaws in the seafloor, which cause the plates to deviate from their intended paths. According to oceanographer Matthias Green of Pangaea University in the United Kingdom, at the moment, Eastern Asia and California are convergent on Hawaii while North America is drifting further and further away from Europe. Africa is rotating northward toward Europe as Australia is veering north and heading directly for Korea and Japan. These movements are, of course, occurring at a centimeter per year rate, which is roughly the rate at which your hair and nails grow. There are several widely accepted theories of what the next geologic version of Tetris might resemble. According to Mitchell and Green, the Atlantic Ocean may collapse, with northern Canada merging with the Iberian Peninsula and Southern America clashing with Southern Africa roughly where Pangaea once existed. On the other hand, Asia and North America might engulf the Pacific Ocean and make it vanish. Mitchell also had an unconventional theory. that North America and Asia might travel northward to unite over the Arctic, suppressing the Arctic Ocean. Therefore, if there is life on Earth in 300 million years, how may the birth of the new Pangaea impact it? Green predicted that it will alter current patterns of weather and climate as well as have an impact on biodiversity. In Pangaea, according to Green, the biggest mass extinction event to date occurred. Was that by chance, or was it related to the fact that we were on a supercontinent? He is making reference to the Permian-Triassic extinction, sometimes known as the Great Dying, which occurred 250 million years ago and resulted in the extinction of 90% of all species on Earth. Two significant volcanic eruptions that occurred shortly after Pangaea formed released a significant amount of methane and carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, which is thought to have contributed to the mass extinction. However, there is disagreement among experts regarding the relationship between these significant volcanic episodes and plate tectonics and the convection processes that produced Pangaea. Another theory is that the Pacific and Atlantic are extremely old, dating back 200 million and 180 million years, respectively. What if they both closed? Then, the supercontinent of Orica, a combination of the words Australia and America, would then form. We're going to pretend that there are only two oceans, the Atlantic and the Pacific. However, there are more options on Earth, such as the Indian Ocean, according to Juicy Duarte, a tectonics assistant professor at the University of Lisbon in Portugal, and the Orica hypothesis's creator. Due to how old they are now, Duarte claims that it is conceivable to seal both the Atlantic and the Pacific. A third ocean is all that's required. The Indian Ocean is the youngest of the group, having formed only 140 million years ago. Yet it is already there. Therefore, if the Indian Ocean opens in the future and the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans close, all 7 continents will merge into one large Orica around the equator. Researchers simulated the effects of the Orica and a major land configurations on our climate using 3D global climate models in research that was published in the journal Geochemistry, Geophysics, Geosystems in July 2021. You can check if you enjoy the post-apocalyptic dystopian thriller series Snowpiercer on Netflix, in which the globe is frozen aside from a train named Snowpiercer that perpetually circles the planet. The lack of land in between will disrupt the ocean conveyor belt, a continuously moving system of deep ocean circulation that transports heat from the equator to the poles, making them colder and permanently covered in ice. If the major scenario outperforms the other scenarios and all land masses around the North and South poles, this will be the result. The study's principal investigator, physical scientist Michael Way of the NASA Goddard Institute for Space Studies in New York, predicted that all of the ice will reflect heat into space in July 2021. Orica, though, might end up being a surfer's paradise. This supercontinent will be near the equator, so it will probably be a little warmer and maybe drier than today's Earth, says Duarte, who thinks a major is the least likely supercontinent scenario and Orica the most likely. According to their simulations, a 3 degrees Celsius warming of the planet might result in the spread of coasts resembling those in Brazil, with stunning white sand beaches, fascinating coral reefs, and sand dune complexes, but also with powerful ocean currents. However, there is a catch. The only forms of life that might survive in a glaciated major would be those found in the ocean's water world. Anyone. However, that doesn't mean that the gentler Orica won't treat many animals cruelly. As continents converge, numerous species will compete fiercely and engage in survival battles. Mass extinctions are something we should prepare for, says Duarte. What will happen to life on Earth when the next supercontinent arises is unknown. However, because of researchers like Mitchell and Green, we might at least be able to predict what our atlases will look like in a few 100 million years. We might not be around when these things happen. However, this is inevitable and future generations must be prepared for it. And that ends today's episode. Please subscribe to Weather Collapse if you want to know more and be updated on the latest news about natural calamities or disasters happening all over the world. And don't forget to like today's video. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.